Welcome to the Ops. It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
Hello, everyone. This is episode 33. Can you believe it?
Hey, I can.
It's also our Veterans Day episode. So, me and my camouflage, yes. Because your girl likes to represent, even though I've never been in the military, but you feel me.
Oh man, I can't tell you wasn't affiliated, girl. You fatigued up. You fatigued up.
Hilarious.
I was a no limit soldier, if that counts. You
Oh,
feel me? So,
okay. Yeah, that's not one of the ones that's being
hey,
represented.
hey.
So no. But anyway, we have a great show. We have a lot of things to talk about today. So of course you always know first 48 who you telling on this week. So TK, who are you telling on this week?
Bruh. Some of you may or may not know, but on the side around this time of year, I do what they call DoorDash, right? So let me tell you the controversy that's going on right now with the tipping versus non-tipping, and it is making it a whole frenzy out there. You got
Mm.
people, you got dashers against customers, customers trying to make sure they show us that they ain't got a tip. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm telling on DoorDash this week for actually putting that on the app. It is official. They do tell you and let you know that if you do not tip up front, you will have well, let's just call it a prioritization issue when it comes to someone picking up the food that you've purchased, because you have in fact purchased it prior to somebody bringing it to you. And whether you know it or not, if nobody picks it up, that food sits there. And then when someone picks it up, that is the food that you get. So I just want you to be aware, well aware of, because last year it wasn't like that. See, I did it last year from about October to February. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Okay.
cover Christmas and then the aftermath of Christmas. So you know, I did it, and it is very lucrative. Like I will say, you can, if you put in about 4 hours, you can get about $100+ a day. So you know, it's not something that people take lightly, but it is not worth it to a driver to bring your order 10 miles for $3.75. So if
So do
that's what
y'all
you,
not get paid? Do y'all not get paid like the like regardless? Like do
well,
y'all
last year the base pay for every order was like $5. Now it's like
okay.
250.
Oh.
250. Yeah, they dropped it. They've changed the pay option. See, I didn't know that because I didn't do it for a while, and then I got back in. And I'm like, okay, but I've adjusted to it now. So it's priority. They're putting it on the person that's getting the food. Basically, you already pay exorbitant amounts of to get the food anyway, and I do understand that. Adding on to that, but I want to tell you what you're doing. You're paying for the
Okay.
convenience of someone to get your food set up in preparation for you. That's what you're paying DoorDash for, right? Because they're gonna
Okay.
charge their fees. Plus, you're paying for the amount of the amount of food, the price of the food that you're getting from the vendor, right?
Okay.
They add a delivery fee that does not go to the driver. So I don't want I want everybody to know that it does not go to the driver. Base pay on DoorDash in this area is different for different markets, because some of them is 650, some of because I'm in a whole lot of DoorDash groups on social media, and we definitely talk about you all. But it's there's a it's just it has to be beneficial for the driver. We don't work for DoorDash, right? We're basically independent contractors that decide, hey, if we'd like to take this person there, Chick-fil-A, 2 or 3 miles up the road for a certain amount of money, we can. If we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
And so you have to understand that it has to be advantageous to the driver for them to bring you your food. And if you want them to do it more than 5 miles, you should be considerate enough to add some extra money on it. I mean, nobody's asking for $10, $15 per order, but I mean, you're obviously not wanting to go get your own food because what you want to stay in the comforts of your own home, right?
Yep.
For you, first off, trusting
Or some people may not even have a car, so that may be the reason why.
And I'm gonna tell you, I can tell you about that later. But me and this girl got into it because she don't have a car. Like that's my fault. But hold up. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, why should I have to pay extra because I don't have a car, ma'am? Why should I have to pay extra in gas to bring you your food for nothing? Because as you know, gas is minimum $3 a gallon, right? That's at the minimum. You know, we got something that's $2.88, $2.99
Yeah.
around here, but at the minimum it's $3. You telling me you're gonna give me $1.50 to come 6 miles for you? You can kiss my tail on that. You can come get your own food, or it's gonna be sitting there, and it is. Like you can go to McDonald's and see bags and bags and bags sitting there because people that order from McDonald's seem like they don't want to put no money on that. We don't have to pick it up, but McDonald's gonna make it. Look, they gonna make it.
So I wonder how they work anyway. Like, so does the store lose money? Like,
the store is paid by DoorDash, regardless.
okay.
The store is gonna be paid because they've, they put in the order, and DoorDash is gonna lose out most of all because they got to refund the customer too. If the customer said their food was cold, this and the other, instead of giving me a 1 star, which nobody has, because I'm 4.9, baby, 4.99, baby, I do my thing. I'm gonna tell you, but instead of giving the Dasher a low score for your cold food, reassess your tip and see how long your food was actually sitting in that restaurant before somebody literally graciously decided to pick it up, because they only picked it up because it was the end of their shift and it was right there by their house. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that, I mean, like you literally got people out here bidding for orders. Like I'm a top Dasher for November because I'm telling you,
Congratulations.
I do that. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm telling you, I get priority to get what orders I can pick which ones I want to take and which ones I don't. Like if I want to say, hey, I don't want to go 9 miles for $4, I'm not.
Yeah.
And so I say decline politely, and they go on fishing for somebody else that's gonna take that order. And again, the reason why they do get picked up is because somebody was like, oh, it's right here. It's a couple bucks. It'll get me closer to my goal of $100 a day, which is what most people shoot for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like they'll do it. But baby, if they ain't go, if nobody, it gets bounced around. Like I've gotten an order 4 times in a row. Last night, 5 guys, 8 miles for $3.75. Is you crazy? Goodbye.
Yeah.
That means $2.50 DoorDash pay and what, $1.25 tip.
Oh my.
So
yeah, that's rough.
I don't have any sympathy for you getting your food, ma'am or sir. If you're gonna put $1.25 on 9 miles, goodbye.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And I mean that's just what it's boiling down to. It's gonna come down to who's gonna blink first. Like most people that DoorDash have jobs anyway. So if they, and plus they multi-app, but they do Walmart Spark, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Grub South. There's so many other apps out there that nobody's really missing out on anything except the person that don't want to come into town to get their food. Like, girl, I was in Gurley last night. I don't care. You know what? There was a $15 order. Them folks said they're going to give me $15 to bring them some wings to Gurley. Bet. Let's go.
Whoa.
But I mean, seriously, it's I've made the most I made in one night is 202, and that's only with 6 hours of work. That ain't bad.
That's not bad at all.
And you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bruh, yeah, I'm just sitting here telling you, DoorDash tried to tell y'all in a nice way that if you don't put nothing on it, you may not get the food that you want, and then you feeling entitled that it's our job to bring y'all the food. It's really not. It's not.
Yeah.
But I want to tell on DoorDash for putting that app out, that on the app this week, because that has been hilarious. It's been a topic of conversation in all the DoorDash groups that I'm in, and I think it's hilarious because literally we are banded together and saying that we are not taking the no-tip orders. Decline. So DoorDash gonna either blink and give more money, or these customers are about to say, okay. But on the customer side, they say DoorDashers don't follow their directions. I follow directions to a T. If you put it in there, I'm going to do exactly what you say. If you want me to set that on your 1955 Cadillac in the garage, don't knock on the door, don't touch nothing in there. Look, they'll tell you, This man said, "Don't go in the garage. Set it at the door." This then he had everything he wanted me to do, and you know what I did for his $12? I did exactly what he asked me to do, and that's the thing though. But some dashers are like this guy had a video in one of the groups the other day where he ate the person food that didn't tip. He
Now
went and
that's
he went and picked it up, and then he got it in the car. He told support that he had 2 flat tires and he couldn't complete the delivery. And he sat there and ate their food on a no-tip order. That shit was so funny to me. I thought he's like, man, I got a Big Mac. He's like, he was he was grabbing. So that person got a notation that we picked up that man picked up this order and food was on the way. And lo and behold, it is not. So he's gonna have to reorder. He got refunded. The customer's gonna always get refunded. DoorDash is really good about making sure that the customer is taken care of, which I appreciate. But baby, don't mess around. Like, look, this kid on A&M, they tried to trick me and set me up and go to A&M the other day.
Yeah.
I got there. Them folks was taking 15 minutes, and I already had somebody food in the car. And I was like, I canceled that. But as soon as I canceled it, they brought it. I was like, oop, here we go. Let's go on and go. I had to unassign it because I had to go get them people their food. They sitting here waiting on Steak and Shake, and I'm over here Dave and Buster's trying to wait on these folks to come out with their food. And they over here worried about somebody game tokens. But anyway, that's what I'm telling on. And I'm telling y'all, as DoorDash customers, you have people out there like myself that will get your food. Like, I put my seatbelt around your bag, okay? Do you hear me? I am making sure that you are getting your food when you need it, okay? I'm doing everything I can. Just be considerate of our time and effort and the fact that we're putting ourselves in danger. These folks in Huntsville can't drive. So, you know what I'm saying? We're coming out here to bring you your food, and people like me are willing to do that because I appreciate you tipping me. I appreciate the fact that I can earn extra money that way. I appreciate everything. So you need to look into that. If you want this food, like, it come fast. Like, when Nothing But Noodles say it's ready, I'm right there waiting on your food, and I'm coming to you.
One of our viewers is saying that someone put her Chick-fil-A on the side of the school building in a random door on the ground and didn't even bring it to the front of the school.
I asked this person, what did your instructions say? Did your instructions just say,
but like,
leave it at the door? Leave it at the door? Let me tell you what, that person got paid wherever they left it because they took a picture of where they left it and they still got paid. And that's wrong. I'm not saying it's not wrong.
That is cool.
You got evil people out there, and they do in everything. You know what I'm saying? So we got half the time when in my last job, the Dunkin' Donuts that I ordered from DoorDash got brought to me by a meth head, and I was like, bruh. But I still I tipped ahead of time. Make sure they got that little rock ready. You know what I'm saying? But you have to think. You have to consider the people. Like, I put on decent clothes. When I go DoorDash, you know what I'm saying? I don't look disheveled. I pull up, I get to your house with my phone in hand expeditiously. You want me to leave it at your door? I'm going to leave it at your door. I ain't going to bother you. I'm going to send you the picture, let you know your food out there. Whenever you get it, that's on you now. But, but there are some people that do act up. I agree. But that's going to be 8 out of 10 going to do you right. I promise you that.
Mm. Well, for me this week, I am going to be telling on myself because this is what happened. We all know that the time changed and everything in my house basically changed with, like, it knew about I guess it's daylight saving. I don't know what it is, but spring forward, fall back, you understand what I'm saying. So everything pretty much automatically change. Well, the microwave and the stove does not automatically change. Y'all.
Wait a minute. No.
I got up. This was Monday. It was middle of the day. Going to the kitchen, getting something while I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the time. I said, "Oh, it's 2:00. I'm about to get ready to go to lunch. The day almost about to be over for me." I got back to my computer and I was like, it's 1:00. Y'all, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. The first day back from the time change is rough.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really rough out here. So I'm gonna tell him myself because I should have changed it on Sunday, and I didn't change it on Sunday, and I messed around on Monday and was super excited. I was like, "It's 2 o'clock. This is great," and then I was like, "It's 1 o'clock,"
No.
and
You had to fall back.
I was at that point. I was miserable. I was like, but that's who I'm telling on this week. But
Yes, sir.
like I mentioned earlier, this is a Veterans Day episode tribute.
Mm-hmm.
So let me play this. The Ops We Telling It All podcast would like to thank all the men and women that have served and are currently serving in the armed forces. Thank you to the veterans of the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard. Thank you for making the sacrifice to protect this country. We salute you.
Whatever side you going, I don't even really know. We're gonna do it double time.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all because y'all do something I couldn't do. I really couldn't. I wouldn't. But yeah, I really appreciate the fact that I can sleep at night and not worry about things happening to me like other countries do. I really appreciate that. I hate how they do y'all. We'll talk about that another time. But I appreciate you all. Just know that.
Yes, definitely appreciate all the people that included a photo. I posted on I think my own social media and also the on Facebook and also the podcast Facebook. And nobody actually said that they would like nobody gave me pictures. So I just asked my friends that I know are in the military that I mean, or have been in the military, and so shout out to them for letting me use their pictures, and also to my cousin for letting me use their mother picture. So
Right. Because it is. It's an honor. It's an honor to be thought of. For something that you gave. It's really selfless. You give of yourself to help people you don't even know.
yeah,
You
also
know, and
and
go
also
ahead.
like to thank the families because obviously the families that are also impacted, like when their loved ones have to go overseas and things like that. So
So yeah, because let me tell you something. I tried when I was in high school. I tried to go to the military. I wanted. I'm just gonna straight up say it, I wanted a free ride to school. Because school was what I was interested in at the time. They told me I was too fat. That's okay. I said, well, wouldn't y'all be able to change that? I couldn't get away from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be able, back when I was 18 and I could still do things with my fat. So I was like, look, y'all need to get me on there. They was like, yeah, nah, we can't do nothing with you. I was like, oh, screw y'all. So,
that
but that didn't anyway, sway me. I feel them though, because shoot, they would have had to, that's some taxpayer money because you still gonna have to feed me. Oh, regardless. So I was like, bruh, I want to go to the Air Force but I'm not smart enough for that. I realized math was a big part of the Air Force.
Yeah, you have to have a high SVAB test to be able to go to the Air Force.
Shout out my baby daddy. We'll talk about that one day. Nobody knows about baby daddy, and no, I don't have a child. But yeah, he scored really really high on his ASVAB, and they wanted him. They wanted him like a mofo. He just had that Mary Jane in the system. It's all right though.
Well, one of my friends, as you saw on the thing, she's actually is. I guess she's still in the military. She's Air Force. She's a veteran. She's Air Force. So yeah,
Okay. So she's
definitely.
smart.
Yep. Well, you know her. You met her.
I do.
Yeah.
The pictures, I'm not good with pictures, so I didn't really see. I saw it, but I didn't see them.
Okay.
I have a one-track mind sometimes. I swear to God, it charge it to my head and not my heart because I mean to recognize and appreciate everyone. I just cannot remember. Okay.
Good for
I love
you,
I love
man.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do, but I'm pretty sure if I met them, I would remember them if I saw them in person as opposed to picture. How about that?
Okay,
You like
okay.
you like how I fixed that up right there? That was tight.
Whatever makes you happy. Uh,
Oh,
so we're gonna go to our next segment. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. And this has been something that I kept pushing back because there was always more, like, I don't say important, um, more fascinating things to talk about. But when you read the whole thing, it's way more fascinating. So this is about Misty Copeland, saying that
the
it's time.
beautiful,
Yes, that it's
the
time
beautiful
for
Misty.
you to have brown point shoe emoji,
No,
and you don't you don't think it
go
is.
ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not gonna say she's totally wrong for it, but why? Like, why is this? Like, how often does one use the ballet shoe emoji?
Like
How often?
I
Have you ever used it?
I don't currently do ballet, so no.
I mean, but do you ever foresee a time when you'd be like, "Oh, meet me at the ballet," and then just put the slippers, and somebody's supposed to
Then
know?
yeah, I could do that.
No, you would just type out ballet and be like, "Let's go to this ballet," and put the name on it. You're not going to use. Let's say here. This is what I'm gonna say. There's a demographic of young, talented ballet women and men out there because the men have to lift them up.
Okay.
I have yet to see a woman lift a woman up, but it's probably out there. But I don't see me communicating that often a lot to be like ballet, ballet.
But
But
you're
I
also
get
not a
I
ballet dancer. So I think if you were a
no
ballet dancer, yes, you would. You would
how
do it. Like
how big.
I changed my emojis, like the one that's like that. I changed it to my skin tone.
Right, we all do it with the ones that we would use on a regular basis,
But
like
just because
oh,
you're not
or
a ballet dancer or you don't dance doesn't mean that she had over 7,000 people that agreed that
7,000,
yes, over 7,000 people that.
7,000. That's like
But I'm just saying,
point.
like, but there's not that many. First of all, there's not that many black people, I believe, that's in the whole ballet world. So
But wouldn't you think there would have to be a
they
represent?
still need to be represented. Like, this is the thing, they don't even have regular shoes though. Well, I take it back, they're starting to make regular shoes, ballet point shoes, that actually have represent the different skin tones, because what the girls have had to do is pretty much use makeup to paint their point
Yeah,
shoes.
to match their
And
skin tone.
yes, because you wanted to have a clear line, and if you're any shade of brown, and then
If
all of
you're
a sudden you have like pink shoes, like that's gonna look weird.
this, and it does. It definitely freaking does and has in the past. I get it. In real life,
Okay.
okay. Now I'm an advocate for there being made real ballet point shoes or toe shoes, whatever they call these shoes for.
Toe shoes.
Yeah, whatever they call them for persons of color, okay, in real life. Now, the petition or the advocacy to have them, Apple or whoever does the emojis incorporate one for African American or Latina or any other persuasion. I think it's. I mean, it's just. There's plenty more things that we could have catered to us other than the ballet slipper emoji. I'm with her though, because I love Misty Copeland, so well, she can do no wrong in my eyes. So if she want a brown or tan or chocolate or cocoa ballet emoji slipper, I mean, she goddamn well can have it. Okay, but I just don't see that them being like, okay, yeah, we got to shut down production now and make this ballet slipper. It's not a cause, is it? Is it a cause that we gotta?
Well,
Is it?
you think about it, like, she was the
No.
first, I guess, premier ballet dancer. I guess that's the correct title.
First black dancer for a company.
Yeah.
Actual ballet company. Principal. There
That's
you
the
go.
word. I
There
was
you
like,
go.
premiere, P word. But she is potentially an Apple and also Unicode. This is the thing. It's just as simple as somebody that programmed the whole, all the other emojis. You can also program one to include different shades and not
I
just.
guarantee you, Apple and Unicode had no idea the plight of the African American or person of color ballet dancer. I guarantee you that this was the furthest thing from their concern about, what I'm saying? But they do have a basketball shooting black and white person, what I'm saying? It's separate. You feel me? So I see in things that may matter more to me that there is representation, and things that may not matter as much to me and others, there isn't representation, but it does matter to someone. So in that case, just with that small, minute amount of matterization, it is important. So I get it. So I'm gonna change my stance on it as far as thinking, why?
But they have all sorts of emojis out there. So I don't understand why because I think you're making light of this, and I don't think you should be making light of this. Because this is like, imagine, say for instance, they created a podcast emoji. They may have one, I don't know. Let's just say they created a podcast emoji, and it's all guys and no girls, no women at all. How would you feel then? Or if they did have women, it would just be like white women. How would you feel then?
I don't know. Because it's a strange question. I feel where you're coming from, but okay, so
what about bartending then? Let's go this way. Bartending.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So they have just male bartenders, or they have white bartender women, and so you can't even be a black bartender on your emojis. How would you feel?
I think I would have to maybe find a different way to express myself. I wouldn't feel like I was being mistreated, because there's probably,
she didn't say mistreated. She just said
she doesn't feel represented.
Yeah.
Because of what bartending is, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find a way to express myself with something, whether it's just an olive or something like that. I wouldn't feel as discluded. Is discluded a word?
Oh, I don't discluded.
Excluded. Okay, here we go. I wouldn't feel as excluded from bartending, because there would be a way to express myself. But in this case, there is no other option. Like, there's not a two. Is there a tutu? I don't know. There's no other option for ballerinas in this case. So I guess I would have to say, if I were to regularly use a bartending emoji, which I couldn't imagine what a strainer or what a ice pick. I don't even know what could actually be. The glass is all we got, and the olive, I think.
But they definitely have a lot of occupational.
They got a police car. They ain't got a police car.
They have Santa. They have ninjas.
They do.
They have married people. They have, looks like Miss Claus.
Okay. So all right, so I'm not trying to make light of it, because it is something that's very important to her, and she has dedicated most of her life to ballet, and then us being considered inclusive in that, she's made headway up for a lot of young black girls, I would say. I
also want to just hold on. I want to throw this out there. So the little flamingo dancing person, they have those in different shades.
The
Like
flamingo.
the salsa dancing, the people,
Okay,
they have those in
gotcha.
different shades, and that's also dance.
Let's see. Balamos. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Dance.
They
I'm
got they
looking.
got wheelchairs. Like they are very inclusive, baby. This is very inclusive.
They do. I see what you said. They got the cats. They got what is this? The what they call them people in the New York what do they call them? The
I don't know what you do.
what they, you know what I'm talking about, them dancers, the dancing line in New York.
Oh,
I can't even think of it. Lord, I feel old as hell right now.
I know what you're
What do
talking
they
about.
you know, and then they be all
Yeah.
together in the line and looking all they got one. They
The
got one of them.
Rockefeller, it's Rockefeller something.
Rockettes.
Rockets.
There we go. Look at teamwork made the dream work. I tell you. Okay, so they got the Rockettes with some look like cat ears. Let's see, and that's nope. You can't multicolor that. It's only gonna be one. Yep. So we need to get the Rockettes.
They even have a mermaid out here that has different.
Is it a black one? Oh, don't tell nobody because it's gonna start a whole controversy.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm
a merman.
Yeah.
I'm a merman.
They actually have a merman out there too. That's why I'm saying they being inclusive. So I don't understand. Like, to me, that means that they could do the emojis in a different color.
But look, but if you type in shoe, okay, oh damn, you got all the different kind of like you got an ice skate out here. That ain't got different. You know what I'm saying? You got an ice skate on there.
Oh, speaking of ice skating, hold on. I think it's Hampton. Let me just make sure before I open my big mouth. But I think it's Hampton or either Howard is one of those H's that has the it's the first HBCU ice skating, figure skating.
With the figure skating?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I want to say it's
now that's a big deal because baby, you know we don't like the cold like that. It ain't really been but one of us on the figure skating circuit that I know of. And that was when I was a child, a teenager.
No, it's been you talking about Oksana.
No, Saria Bonalay.
Okay, so see, it's more than one then. Just throwing that out there.
Oksana Bayul is definitely Russian and white.
No.
Oksana Bayul is white. Look it up. I promise you. Because she was
and it's my apologies. It was Howard. Howard has the first skating figure skating club.
Go Howard. Figure eight and swirl around for me out there because that ain't my forte right there, baby girl.
Oh, Oksana she is definitely white. Who is the person that I'm talking about? Her name seems similar to that.
It's Saria Bonalay, the French girl.
I don't. First of all, why did I know Oksana? That is so weird that I know that.
It actually is. It's perfectly fine. I was like,
no, oh yeah, you're right. That is her name. Saria Bonalay, yeah.
Bonalay, yeah. She came out about the same time Venus and Serena came out. See, I was watching tennis before Venus and Serena. Nobody believes me, but I was watching that way before, like Capriati and Chrissy Everett Lloyd, all them girls, man. I'm telling you.
But they when I googled, they listed at least four people: Debbie Thomas, Saria Bonalay. The only reason why I knew it was a black lady doing the Tanya Harding situation. But, yeah, and that was her. Then they had Rory Flack and Robin. I can't pronounce these names. Let's just keep it. I can't pronounce these names.
These are the black ones you say.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about Robin now.
Mm-hmm.
Spell her last name.
It's an S and a Z and
Zvernashek. That's black.
They said they said.
Well, all right now, black with the SZ. Now I ain't never heard. I don't know none of us with the SZ.
Well, she may not. Obviously, she's probably not like from here, so it makes a lot of sense of her.
Shoot, in the
and also Robin can be a guy name, so I don't even know if Robin is a girl or a guy, to be perfectly honest.
That is true. That's one of those ambiguous names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Robin. That's my aunt's name. So it. She's
So
definitely
anyway,
a woman.
back to what we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about. Um, Representation does matter. And when you are have a passion for something and you're in that industry and everybody else can have an emoji and you don't, and then you have all these other emotion emojis that are also and very inclusive, because like I said, they got the wheelchair one, looks like they got a crutches one, like it's just a lot out there. So I would want to be represented myself.
She said the wheelchair and the crutches. Are you saying that they shouldn't have? No, I'm
No,
just.
no,
I don't even
no,
want
no, 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 no.
to.
No, I'm just saying that shows that they're very inclusive, and so since they are very
Right.
inclusive, why not throw a different shade and different shades for point shoes?
Okay, so back to what I was initially saying
Okay.
is that still why, but I get it now. I see how it could be. See that's what I'm working on. As part of my being grown and trying not to and trying to care about other people
You mean being
more.
understanding and open minded? Mm-hmm.
No, I just mean inclusive of everyone that might be a part of that particular thing. Like to me, it doesn't matter, but it does matter. Like for somebody that enjoys, like I said, that use that emoji. Like there's hundreds of emojis that I'll never use and never will use. Right.
Okay.
So the little hospital one, all that, the firefighter, all that. I have never ever in my life used those. But if I were a Polish firefighter and I didn't have a representation of me on this keyboard, then I probably would be upset too. Because if I wanted to tell
Okay, with you. Okay.
my
And I'm
people,
not. I'm not. I can't, and
if
I'm
I
not.
wanted to tell my people that I am a firefighter and I'm proud, I should have a freaking emoji. You're right. So I am standing beside my lovely, lovely sister Misty and saying that power to the people. We need us a ballet shoe emoji that represents our skin tone. Okay? Power to the people, Misty. If I stand behind you, it's gonna happen. You feel me?
Why are you making that face? What is wrong
Just
with you?
just so people understand that I really do believe in that, and I believe in what people believe in. If people are strong and passionate about what they believe in, I admire that tenacity in anyone. So you go for what you want. One more fist. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Let's just go ahead and move on.
Move on.
Let's just go ahead and move on. So, we both saw this video, and it was a video of a black lady, basically crying and said that, she feels like she's attractive and she doesn't understand why. Like, and she says she wants a boyfriend, husband,
And then she deserves one.
yeah, and that she deserves one. And it's literally, I've seen it several times, and like, I've seen a lot of comments being made about this is going to attract like users, posers, desperate people, da 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 da, all this stuff.
Hobosexuals, that's the new term.
And then some people were like, you just need to go outside and put on a wig.
Well,
yeah, tell her just go somewhere and just put on a wig and go outside or something like that.
Well,
people.
Anyway. Well, what I would like to say is the lady was at her wit's end. Like, let we all know, well, we all, meaning you, know that that I had a nervous breakdown or a midlife crisis at 40 when I was single and I got married just on a whim. We all feel like we deserve someone. Like, I don't know what makes us feel that way. Okay, because we all feel like we deserve someone, which I think the heart desires someone to be paired with it. Like, I mean, that's in everyone. You desire that. Somewhere down the road, you do stupid things to try to fulfill that. You do this, you do that, and it doesn't happen for you. You find yourself 40 and now 45, unmarried and single again because you're trying to find that. What I have learned in the last 5 years is that you can't look for it. It comes to you when it's your time. Because that's all I've done since I got married is seek that feeling that I felt to make me get married, right?
Okay.
And you can't duplicate that it purposefully. Like you can't say, okay, here's this person, we're gonna replicate what I want and we're gonna make what I want. You can't do that. It happens when it happens. Some people it happens early, some people it happens late in life. And then the goal is to sustain that. You want to sustain that feeling and that everything, and then sometimes we put it into the wrong people. But this lady, what I took from her was that she has tried and tried and tried, and then, like you said, when you want it so bad, you force it into situations and into people that it doesn't belong with, right? Because that's something that you want. You try to you know, anybody can attest to that. You can look and say, well, this person did this and it really bothered me, but I let it go because, you know, I wanted to go to this goal. I felt like she's dated and dated and dated, and she probably has already come across the users and abusers and definitely the hobosexuals. That's a word we need to definitely discuss because you're hearing it more and more, and it's happening now because rent is so damn high. What that man say? The rent is too damn high, and people are falling in love with people for a place to stay. And
Wow.
that's what a homosexual is. Is I'm homeless, damn near, and I need to love you so I can stay with you and have a roof over my head. Because that's one of the main things you need to have: food, clothing, and shelter. Love is not required for you to sustain yourself. You know that it's not. Love is not required for you to sustain yourself, but people can feign that in order to get the things to sustain themselves. And that's what's happening with people nowadays. Like people are actually like, well, she got this, she got this, she got that. Let me go on and get with it. And then they try. But that stuff, like you can't fake that. I've actually done that before.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
gonna be honest. I'm like, okay, well, she hits all these points, this, that, and the other. But you know, that's when you find the stuff that about them that annoys the fuck out of you. They chew too loud, they snore. Oh my god. When
No,
she
I
read,
really, I really actually think that when you don't like a person, everything about that person bothers you.
yeah. And that's
Because
that's what it
otherwise,
is.
you do not care about how they're
How
chewing.
they
You do not care
exactly.
about random things like that. But because you don't like them anymore, that's why you care. Like, oh my goodness, I didn't. Oh my goodness, you talk loud. Like, oh my goodness, you chew loud. Like, you breathe too loud. Like, it just be anything. It just be
Like I
anything.
with me, I'm the funniest motherfucker till I ain't funny at all. You play too goddamn much. That's what you know what I'm saying? And that's when it's like, hey, cool. This is the same. I've been the same person since we got into this, but now it gets on your nerve because what you don't like me anymore because I don't do what you say or I don't behave the way you think I should behave. Like people try to change people. People need to start taking people for who they are. If they was doing this when they met you and then they stop because of you. And then when they don't like you no more, they go back to doing exactly what the fuck they want to do. And that is disingenuous. Okay? We're gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. That's disingenuous. Because people people are like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm over all this stuff. Like people are like, well, don't you get lonely? No. Do you know how many quote unquote we're not gonna call them relationships, but how many situations that I have been in, I can sit back and I can sit here and reminisce for days and days and days about how much fun this, and this was. But still, I am where I am. I'm not with them people. Like this stuff is not cool. I didn't start getting serious about relationships till I was almost 40. I was like, because I was at the pinnacle of when I was making the most money in my life, and I was like, I don't have a wife, I don't have a family, I wanted kids. I even got with a chick with the purpose of uh having her to have me a kid, and then we just don't work out. But that's my kid because we're gonna have this on paper. You know what I'm saying? You can't take nothing away from me. But I got a kid now. But that was just didn't that just
You
didn't
know,
work
you can
out.
still carry. Like, you're not that old.
Oh,
You can still have a baby.
girl, by now carrying I had in my years, maybe 10 years ago. I was like, you know what? If I can't find me no chick to have me no kid, I'm gonna have my own kid. They got this in vitro uh implementation, whatever, all kind of stuff. They got all kind of everything. You can do whatever you want. I can do all that, and I had no problem with that. But now, I think I am a little too. I will be worried about putting my child at risk. You know what I'm saying? I'm 45. I'm not 40 anymore. Now 40. I
How
was
old
like,
is the brat? She just had a baby.
I don't know how old Shantae is. I don't care how old Shantae is, and why do you? I believe. You know what? All right, so I don't even forget what the heck I was talking about. But anyway, as far as love goes, everybody deserves it. Everybody wants it, but I don't think people can actually handle what it means. Like, as we all know, I'm reading Will Smith's book, or I finished it. I'm doing it a second time now. Only available on audio. It's really good. You should definitely get it. But you vow when you get married. You vow. You don't vow to do things that are easy. Like you don't vow, like he said, you don't vow to finish this creme brulee because your ass can finish that shit anyway because you're gonna do it because it tastes good, right? But if you vow to love someone till death do you part and all through that stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I don't think really anybody has the answers to it. Like if you had to really get inside everybody's marriage, it took them it they probably went to the ends of the earth with each other before they actually realized how to figure it out and how to deal with each other.
Yeah.
Like, even if you date somebody 3-4 years before you marry them, you don't know somebody until you physically live with them, and that's all you see
And
all
even
day.
then, like, people can still disguise things. Is there's plenty of people that have like separate lives.
Yeah, and it's scary now. It wasn't scary back in the day. People were like, "Oh, to get married, that's what you do." But now it is so scary. You're gonna marry the wrong one. You're gonna marry somebody that like I don't know if this in the eligibility community.
Oh, the fact that you keep calling
The
them that.
the couple that just recently filed for divorce. They've been together for so long, and she found out this one was a fraud.
Oh, okay.
She, you know what I'm
Lashonda
saying?
and Lashonda.
Rashonda, whatever,
Yeah.
Shonda's times two. But I like the film girl. She's funny actually. But the pastor, she's just really, it's just sad that somebody like she now the film girl actually thinks that woman sought her out,
Yeah.
through social media to marry, to take advantage of her in this way.
Yeah.
Because that lady came up when she met her. Like that's real true.
Yeah.
Like she literally made her. Like, and that's scary. Like I ain't made, I ain't, famous or nothing yet. But I would hate for somebody to seek me out and pretend and feign love for me just to come up off me. Like that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be this social media stuff here. This is an addiction.
Yeah.
People are dying over this addiction. Like I said, like they had a post in the group the other day that I'm in that said, how do you think most people are something about how you think most people are gonna die in the future or something weird. And I said, I think people are gonna die from falling off mountains trying to take pics, running into cars,
Like they did for
trying to
Pokemon.
right, all that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's going to be natural selection at its finest. It's going to take out these people that do this because that's where it's coming from. Have you not heard about people falling over mountains
Because of Pokemon and stuff like that? Yeah, and pictures. Yeah.
That's so crazy. These people are getting hit in the middle of the road looking for stuff that ain't got down there. Like I don't even know how you play that Pokemon Go. Like it's not there.
Yeah. So. Me personally, I have dug deep into the thought about marriage for myself. Since I never been married. There wasn't like I've all the thing about it is that like I always knew and I always feel like I'm gonna be married. So like I never ever had any doubts about, me wanting to be married or being married or anything like that. Now, we'll
I can't
say
wait to be a bridesmaid. Anyway.
a couple of years ago, and I won't go into complete details because I I just won't. Couple of years ago, a situation arose, and someone that I'm close to marriage, um, I feel like was very tested. Um, and I had to think to myself, like, would I be able to be in a similar situation and how would I handle it? And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm probably gonna fold. I really said that. And then I also decided that once I was like, oh my goodness, I always knew that I wanted to personally buy a house, but I also knew that I wanted to buy a house with my husband. Well, I bought a house and it wasn't with no husband because I don't have one. And the thing about it is that like at first I was like, okay, once I buy a house, I'll probably just be single or whatever, just be out here living my life, whatever. And what is really shocking is that once I actually did buy the house and started living, I was like, oh no, a man needs to be here. Man needs to be here. I need to be married.
I love your
Um,
house.
oh, thank you. So then I had to again go back because of um something that happened, like I said, with someone that I know. And I had to really think about that. And I was like, would I be able to sacrifice? Would I be able to, compromise? Would I be able to, you know, think as a we and not as a this is Spicy K. This is Kim. She does what she wants to do. Like,
Right. Yep. There you go. Yep. That is true.
but then, I ain't gonna go into too many other details. But I realized, yeah, I can do that. Like, I can think about other people other than myself. I can think about like how would this affect the other person?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a big deal.
you
That's a big
know,
part of it. I couldn't
so
do that.
you can't?
I couldn't when I
Oh,
was in my
oh,
marriage, is what I was
oh,
saying. I was
okay.
like, because I have been so long just having to worry about myself, It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. Because when you think like the biggest argument that we ever got in, right? Well, sorry, not the biggest, but the first one. We were still living apart, and I went to watch a Warriors game, preseason game. It wasn't even a real season game. And I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and she living up there, I'm living here, and I didn't call her when I got in. I didn't call her Spicy K because I knew she was asleep and had to be up early, right? Being considerate. But I did reach out to send a text, but didn't hit send on it. Okay.
Mm,
Because I was a little, we ain't gonna say 3 sheets. Okay. I was a
okay.
little, and so that's all it was when I laid down, the last thought I had was, let me tell my wife good night because we live apart. I wasn't going to call her like she said, but I meant to send the text, and then girl, I woke up to a phone call where I was getting cussed the f out about I don't respect her and care if she knows if I'm made it home, and I was like, it didn't matter to me. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought I sent a text, but that didn't even matter. That didn't even matter to her. That I thought, like, as soon as she said something, I pressed send and it went through and she saw the whole text message. But that didn't register with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how I have to make sure, like, literally, listen to me when I say you have to make sure that you take into consideration that other person in each and every action that
Yeah.
you do in marriage. And that was difficult for me. Like, I think about, like, if she forgot to text me, I wouldn't have thought it was a big deal. Like, she just forgot, but she went off.
Yeah.
And I could not believe, and that, like I said, that was one of one of the gut punches. The first one, like, man, do I really want to do this? You know, but I had vowed. But that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, but like I said, you don't know if you could possibly adjust to, you know, what, because you're gonna have to adjust. I'm telling you now, if you were to get married, say today, you would have to adjust a lot of ways that you think.
Of course.
You may not want to. That's what I'm saying. By the time we this age, how willing are we? Like at this point right now, I will leave you if you tell me I got to change a certain thing about me. Like I'm not looking to
Well,
do that.
well, my thing about me is, and I guess that what makes me kind of probably different from a lot of people is that, like, I know my flaws, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, I know things that I need to change. That so I have no problem like doing things for the good of the marriage and doing things for the betterment of just progressing myself. So I have no problem with any of those things because I know I'm not perfect. Like I think I'm a very good person, but I know I'm not perfect. So I know there's some things that in that I know there's certain things about me that needs to be adjusted. I won't necessarily say everything needs to change, or even my flaws can be, how should I say this? Even my flaws have the ability to change and make things perfect or make it better. You see what I'm
Better.
saying?
I was gonna say,
So
and that's everybody though. But
yeah,
but for the right person.
yeah, of course.
And see, that's the thing. You don't know until they are that they the wrong person. So I mean, seriously, come on now. Like everybody tries to do, like, okay, so this person needs me to do this. So you try to make this change, okay? You need, like, you and then you do that because you feel like they're your person.
Okay.
We should start doing these things because we think as the person that we are,
Mm-hmm.
we may need to change.
Yeah.
Because but see, then again, everybody doesn't require the same thing. So
Of
how do you
course.
see this? You, of course, and
But
like
I'm
it's
saying,
just making
of course, the reason why I'm saying of course is because nobody, like, it this is where I think people get off track.
okay.
People are looking for, um and I hate to say this because people are definitely not looking for this, but I'm just gonna say these people name anyway. People are looking for, like, the Will and Jada, what people used to be as the perception of their relationship. People are looking for, like, the perfect relationship or the perfect marriage or the perfect whatever, but you have to realize that these people are not you. Like,
Mm.
that's not you. That's not who you plan to connect with. Like, these two entities are totally different from you and who your person is. So a lot of times people, oh, this person calls me 15 times a day, and so I need my person to call me 15 times a day. Well, this person was, working freelance or something. They had plenty of time to do it. This person may work like in a factory or something, or call
And
center,
can't do
and
it.
they don't have the ability to do it. So you it's not a one size fit all. Like, it's not a one
Right.
size fit all at all. And you have to do what works best for you and your relationship. Like,
But that's the thing, though. People don't establish up front what they are looking for and what they want. They are trying to be what the other person wants. All people need to do in the first month of your relationship, or you trying to pursue someone for a relationship, read the 5 love languages and find out what their love language is. That is the key to a happy relationship. Not even just marriage, but friendships too.
what it also needs to, even with the love language, you need to retake it because your love language can change. It
Mm.
does change. So just because there also is there's a theory, I guess that's the best way to say it, that whatever
Theory.
your love language is what you needed as a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know my love language. And I don't know if my mama is watching, but my love language is acts of service. My mama didn't have me
Yeah.
doing
I
nothing.
know that.
My mama
Now see,
didn't.
I
My
know that.
mama, but my mama didn't have me doing nothing. Yeah, mama, I know you probably listening. She ain't have me doing nothing. I didn't wash no dishes. I ain't washed my clothes. I ain't made no bed. I
Me either.
like so I never like my mama did all of that. Like my mama cooked. My mama my mama did all of these things for me. So I really didn't have to do any of these things until I got my own place. Other than
Right.
that,
Now that need to be an episode. Our first places as what I would call spoiled children, because both of you and I are spoiled children.
now
I don't care what
I
you
wouldn't
say.
say I'm spoiled. I'm just saying like I just like my mama, but of course now because I've lived in apartments, lived by myself, currently own a house and all this stuff. So I've had to do all of these things, and I have no problem doing it. Like the highlight people used to always make fun of me because I'm like, it's trash day. I got to be home to take out my trash because I'm not going to keep this trash in my garage. So I'm just saying I'm responsible.
But listen, but what you just said is a definite reason why your love language is acts of service, because you've had those things done for you, and that's how you feel loved. Okay, my love language, my primary love language is words of affirmation, because that's what I felt.
Mm,
And as I've gotten older, my mama doesn't affirm me as much at
mm,
all. Like literally, she does not. And that can be a big deal about it, because I was always the best at this, the best at that, and I would do all these things so I could get that affirmation. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And as I got older, it's been harder and harder, especially out of that one, to get any words of affirmation. So it's like, hold on now. Like what's like, if that's what I lived on, and then you keep doing actions to try to get that from other people, like you literally do that if that's your love language. And so, but that's the exact problem that was wrong with my marriage. Her love language was acts of service. Mine is affirmation. I'm affirming her to no end. Like I'm building you up. Like I'm the
Yeah,
reason why she started her business, and you know what I'm saying. I am affirming you, but that's not how she felt loved. I wasn't doing anything for her. Like I was up in a state in a city where I didn't have a car. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything. Like there's nothing that I can do for you that you're not gonna have to show me how to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it was different for her in that regard. Is that like she's used to people, doing this and doing that, but I wasn't able to. And
yeah.
then she was raised Jamaican in a Jamaican household, and if you know that, then you know that they hate each other. Seem like they all fucking hate each other. And so I mean, and that's how they talk to each other. It's how they treat each other. She didn't know love like I knew love from my mom, and we used to get into heated arguments about that stuff. Like, bruh, like, and then I'm this my mama. I'm looking up, like
Well,
but
they also mentioned that, like I said, they say that, well, the theories or whatever, that is what you didn't get. And clearly, I got acts of service. I still get acts of service. Like, we had an alumni thing a couple months ago, and I was like, Mama, you gonna drive me around? And my mama drove me around because I was like, Mama, I'm gonna be tired. And she was like, and I knew she was gonna drive me around, and she did. I love my mama. I just want to say that. I know
I
you
love
probably
mine
listening,
too.
Mama. I love you. But
She does.
also people say that like the love language you have, well, like your love language is how you also give love. And I think that's very true. I do anything for people that I love. And um, so I probably am like more of a like, okay, how can I help you get this off your plate? Let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. Because to me, I understand like, because I don't like to do stuff. So I know there's other people that don't like to do stuff too. So
Right.
if I like to do it and you don't necessarily like to do it, or even if you do like to do it, like let me get this off your plate because I know how to do it too. So I don't know. It's just they got all kind of theories of it or whatever. Um, like I feel bad for the lady. The older I get, the more I also, because a lot of people think that, and it may be the case for a lot of people. I'm just saying this is not the case for me. A lot of people think that like the older you get, the more desperate you get for love and wanting to be married and all that stuff. And I think for me personally, it's the total opposite. Like there's people I don't like. Like, first of all, let me just say this. For me to even like you, it takes a special kind of person. Cause I don't like people. Now the older I get, the more I act like my mom, and I don't like people. I don't like people. So I don't think for me that like I would just go and be married to someone that I truly don't believe in and don't have the qualities that I want them to have. Um so, but that's just how I see it. Because I'm like, no, I am 42 years old. Why would I sit here and wait till 42 and be with somebody that doesn't tick off any of the boxes or anything that I want them to have? Like, to me, that's bonkers. Personally, I'm just saying.
But nobody's gonna check off all of them.
I'm not saying that nobody's gonna like. Okay. I'm just.
I mean, they may come close, but I have never found somebody that had everything that I thought I wanted. Like, I really don't even know what. I know I have an idea in my head of what would make me happy, but I've gotten that before and it didn't. So you know, I don't even know.
No, I know exactly the kind of person that I would want, all of that, and no one's perfect. So of course, everything, the balance of the scales may not be, at the level that you would want it to be, but at the end of the day, like I think it's I think it's pretty close. Like you can find someone that's pretty close to that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You find somebody that wants to do the same things that you want to do, and you figure it out. Like it's not hard.
Yeah.
Like people make this stuff so hard, and then the one thing that I'm not doing anymore is changing myself because I want somebody to be with.
But
You know what I
also,
mean?
but like we mentioned earlier, so but do you believe that you have certain things that need to change?
Oh yeah, but
Okay.
the things that people ask of me, like I just don't feel like I don't feel like people ask you to change things because they're necessary to change. There's something that they want you to change about you. Now, if there's something that I need to change about myself that's for the greater good of both of us, then of course I'm definitely open to that. But just because it's something that you want me to change because that's what you want,
Like what? Give me an example.
I really don't want to because
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
some of my family, but I'm not this one, but I'm thinking of one.
Okay.
But as far as okay, so let's talk about my sports addiction,
Okay.
right? I mean, I am
A Titans
willing to.
Warrior fan.
I'm just addicted to sports,
Okay.
and it's to the point to where I paid 99 cents last night to watch 3 minutes of the end of the Warriors game last night
Well.
because I have a problem. And I do that frequently because I refuse to pay for the league pass because the Warriors are the only team that I want to see. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But well, not the only team I want to see, but the only team that I want to watch, keep up with. You feel me?
Yeah.
So there's been people in my life that don't appreciate the fact that Sundays and Saturdays may be unavailable to them until later in the evening. And I felt like that was something that I'm not going to compromise on because I give you Monday through Friday, whatever time you need, whether I'm at work, whether I'm, busy or doing something, I'm going to make sure that you're a priority. But on Saturday and Sunday, if you're not going to help the situation by, like I don't care if people ask questions about the game, whatever, you don't have to be quiet. But if you're going to complain the whole time, like, when is this over? Oh my God, why are you out? I don't need that from you because this is something that I enjoy. If you're watching Atlanta Housewives or whatever you want to watch, some ridiculous, stupid reality show that I don't think makes any damn
And
sense
people probably
whatsoever.
think that way about sports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be there like, oh my god, this is just a dumb shit. This is dumb. Like, why would you even watch it? Like, I wouldn't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? So something like that is a deal breaker with me because you don't respect, like, because I'm gonna give you respect.
But like, do
But
you also think like just let me just throwing this out there? Do you think that like saying you can only spend time with a person Monday through Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday you can't really spend time with them because you want to watch the sports? I'm just asking.
do I think that's fair?
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I do.
okay.
Because any other day, I can give you,
Okay.
and then it's not so much the fact that we had plans or we had anything to do that day. Like if you say, and a couple of days in advance, like, hey, my friend is having a get together, and I think we should go there Saturday night. I'll make arrangements to either record what I want to watch. If I'm at a party or something, I can check in on my phone. Like I would make allowances for that. Like I'm not
Okay.
saying it's a complete like, oh, bitch, you can't see me at all on Saturday and Sunday until I say so. No. But if you're gonna, if this is what I do on Saturday and Sunday, and you're over, you know, be a part of the solution or be a part of the problem. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna be over at your house watching Atlanta House where I was like, oh god, oh this is. I'm gonna actually try to get into it, and I may ask questions like I don't understand what, like, who is this? Who is these person? Who she was married to? Who? I'm gonna be inquisitive and make sure you understand that I want to be a part of what you're a part of. But I've had people in my life that are just uncompromising in that regard, and it's ridiculous to me
But you also have
because
to compromise too, though.
I did, and I will.
Okay.
I think that's a big compromise. I don't, you 5 days versus 2 days.
But who, seriously, if somebody is working Monday through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just speaking for myself. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
working Monday through Friday, first of all, I'm probably asleep. The fact that I be up on Tuesdays I have to take a nap to be able to record.
I feel you. Me too. Sometimes, shoot, I ain't gonna lie. I set my alarm.
So I'm
And
just
we,
saying, like, I just don't see me just Monday through Friday just hanging out with someone all the time because, like, what? Yeah, I just don't see that.
and see, I don't either.
And then
If
on the weekends when I'm, free to, go out on a date or do something like this, like, I'm just in there every Saturday and Sunday watching a game. And I watch
this is during
sports.
the day.
And
This
I
is
will
during the
watch
day.
I will, well, let me just say this. I will go to a game. I don't necessarily watch.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
go to games. I rather
you're
go
a
to games.
participant.
I rather go to
Yep.
the game. I'm not going to really watch
I
it.
watch it on TV. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not really going to
because
watch
you
it on TV. I rather
and
go
I
to the
can't go
game.
to the games because I don't want to be arrested because I know my mouth. I'm not going to be sitting with fans from an opposing team, and if my team losing, I will not be able to keep my mouth shut. So I know me, you know, like when we went, where we was at. Had we
Yeah,
been
we was
down
in
there
sweet.
with, yeah, had we been down there with regular folk, yeah, it might not have been, well, I don't know. Cause see, I know me. I get upset. Like I'm a fan, so I'd rather be in the comfort of my own home or somewhere
Mm.
private where I can't get arrested. So the thing about it is that I get what you're saying too. Like we both work, and these are the only 2 days that we may have off. Like I said, I'm not finna cry you out, and I'm not gonna sit and watch. But my teams, I'm not finna watch every
Okay.
single game that comes on
So just Alabama on Saturday, and then the
Saturday,
Titans on
Sunday,
Sunday.
and then Warriors
And
come on
yeah,
through the week.
because I remember you was like, can we change the date we recorded because of the Warriors? And I was like, no, we cannot. No, we cannot. Like
But that's just what kind of problem I do have. And I don't know nothing I can't fix that. But I say, but I have to say that the main things that have come between me and other people in relationships are my job when I was with ADT, my love for sports, and just the fact that I'm too stubborn and old. So I'm working on the last one. The other one, the other ones, I'm not gonna not grind because somebody don't want me to grind and sit at home and looking in my face looking stupid. Like I'm not gonna be with anybody that won't let me do that because I do have goals and believe it or not, I am refocused back on those goals. And I will have to say I've read two books that have helped me with that. Healing the Heart by Changing the Mind, which is a good book. It definitely it's probably available in hardback or whatever, but it's better a better
Okay,
listen.
audiobook.
Yeah, and so I really had to realize like I I got to change the way I think about a lot of stuff, and my heart is like we have a way of thinking because of something that has hurt us. And the way this guy says trauma really bothers me. He says trauma, but we've all had a lot of trauma to our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And we've built up a wall in our minds to not let that pain happen again, right?
Yeah.
So it's we gotta change stuff, And I've been hurt a lot by trying to be an entrepreneur because of things that I didn't know and things that I should have known, and things stuff like that. So I have to change my mind about the situation in order to heal what's been hurt. So I read that and listening to Will Smith, I'm telling you, like this, like whatever you thought you knew about this man, even him and Jada. Like Jada has upset me because of how much I cared about Will, right?
Okay.
But we got to think about a lot of stuff, and people are dissing him about, how he's not going to leave her alone. He's not. But if you listen to him tell the story of how they met and how they fell in love and everything, you will see why that he's never going to divorce her. You know what I mean? And he's the same kind of guy that I have. I'm not a guy, but he's the same kind of personality that I am. He's funny. He's smart. He's entertaining. He's used to being the life of the party and stuff like that. But if you listen to how he used to set himself up for disappointment and caring more about other people than himself, you'll see how you've hurt yourself over the years. So just reading those two in the last couple months have helped me. I don't know, something's tickling my throat for wanting me to cough, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask if you have any more anything else to say about this one lady, because man, I'm telling you, she has set it off.
Yeah, like I get moments of frustration. I have never understood. Like I'm not gonna lie, I have cried and sent a message, but I ain't never cried to my knowledge and just been posting it on social media. So I don't know. Obviously, it went viral, so maybe someone will reach out to her, that likes her or wants to get to know her, all of these things. Um, but I just feel like, don't settle. Doesn't matter if you feel like don't settle. Um,
I
like I
agree.
said, I'm I have no intentions to settle at all. Um, like I want the person that checks off the boxes. Not saying that I have a full list. Of course, no one is going to be perfect, so I don't mind, compromising on some things or being like, yeah, okay, we can work on this. It's
Be careful with
not a deal.
boxes
It's
too.
not a deal breaker, or something like that. But your person is out there. Everybody's person is out there. If you want a person, now if you don't want a person, they ain't gonna be out there then. But if you do want a person, like I think people
She
are
out
out
there.
there.
She out there. I
Yeah.
just I'm not seeing her because I changed focus. Like my focus used to be I need someone to build for and with.
Hmm.
And now I'm just that person is just me. Like I wanted similar to Mr. Smith, I wanted to have someone to give to. Like early on it was his grandma. Early on
Okay.
it was my mom. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And now, then when I did get married, I wanted to give everything. to my wife. To I mean, everything I wanted to build her this, I wanted to do that. I had so many aspirations and dreams that was my focus, and not that I want to get all of these things for myself also. So that's what I'm working. I'm transferring that. My recent situation this year. I had
Yeah.
plans with that person also
Well,
to do a whole lot. So I had to realign everything, like everything that I was doing for the sake of the relationship. So now I'm doing it for me. And so anybody that I do meet along down the road is going to be in line with that and what I have on my focus instead of trying to make me focus on them. So
yeah.
that's
And
what
I
I'm looking for.
Yeah. And I agree. Like I definitely want a team player. I want
Mm-hmm.
someone that, I don't mind supporting. I want them to support me. Um, so yeah. And, we actually might have music next week. Shout out.
Tell them, look. This is the song that I wanted people like. I know everybody done heard the Beans and Bologna song. Please come home.
Okay,
Come on
we're
now.
no.
Got beans and bologna.
No. But yeah, so
That's my theme song. Please come home.
but yeah, so definitely want a team player, want someone that wants to be supportive, don't mind me supporting them. Because also a lot of people say they won't support, but they won't support how they won't support. But not everybody has the ability to support them in the way and in the manner that they want to be supported. So a lot of people, you have to use your own strength. Like I'm listen.
I'm listening.
I can cook, but I don't know if I can cook. I
You
do be cooking. Yeah, I be cooking.
you could.
I
Okay.
cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I say that to say, like, if you're looking for me to like cook a meal that's like this fabulous meal, that's probably not my ministry. But if you need me to get your menu together on Canva, I got you. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's playing more toward like that's the kind of help I can give you. Just saying. Like, I can order food.
And that's and that's and that's another
And
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta make it. You can still do it, and you can still give the help and support. You just have to give it in the way that makes sense for you, and but that's also satisfying the need of the other person. So that's why I was asking you about when you was talking about the whole change thing. Like, what were you exactly meaning? Because maybe it's something that you are good at that you can change that fits what that person is wanting and still gives them what they want and still is something that you're comfortable
Right.
with doing. So
And
that's
that's
why I
all it
was wondering
is.
about that. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So when people, when I was going into the sports thing, people are not willing to compromise as far as the compromise being equal. Like if the compromise isn't exactly what they wanted, you know what I'm saying? Then it just doesn't. It's not fair. And because I'm if anything, I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? And that leads me into my movie. But anyway,
Yeah.
if
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. What is so because of TK stating that reads books, or I guess he's listening to books these days.
mm,
She wanted to add a little razzle dazzle to our last segment. What has a TV show or a movie taught you? And she wanted us to include books as well. So go ahead,
well,
TK.
I
What
do
have you
appreciate
learned?
you incorporating the book, but I have now just thought of a movie. Simply because because I like I said, I read a lot and I've already discussed some of the things that on the current book that I'm actually rereading or re-listening to now. So that was cool. But a movie came out, and since I'm not Googling it had to be in 87, 89, something like that. The Legend of Billie Jean. No, it does not have anything to do with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
It's an 80s movie that starred Miss Helen Slater and Christian Slater, her brother. And the kids came from the wrong side of the track. they grew up trailer park. This really ain't got a lot of us in it, but it's really an excellent movie. But the situation is fair is fair is the theme that came out of that.
Okay.
They got caught up in a situation with somebody who was a lot better, well off than they were, and of course the law and everyone else was on the rich person's side, right? So it comes to the conclusion that I come to the conclusion watching the movie that it can always look like what it is and it not be that, okay? Because for the simple fact is that back then you didn't have everything on record. Like, there wasn't surveillance cameras on every, 5 feet of every store you go into. You know what I mean? So it's word is word. It's your word against mine. And the theme fair is that the rich man's son messed up the poor kid's motor scooter, just destroyed it on purpose, being a prank, just because he was a prick, right?
Okay.
And so the dude went to his father and was like, "Look, your son did this. Ain't got no proof of it.
Yeah.
Ain't
Okay.
got no proof of it other than actual witnesses that were there." And he's like, "Look, I just want you to pay for the damages. That's all. Like I didn't do anything to him. He messed up my scooter just because he wanted to be a prick, and blah blah blah." And when he went over there, shit went left. And when I say it went left, somebody ended up getting shot. Okay,
Oh.
not killed, but shot. And so the kids were on the run. Helen Slater, Christian Slater, brother and sister, they was on the run because they didn't have a way to prove their version of events, right?
Okay.
So the ultimate thing that I learned from this is that all you gotta do sometimes is stop, think about what happened and how it can be fixed. Like, people that's on, I'm gonna say like trailer park is equivalent to maybe projects or the hood growing up, right? So
Okay.
you don't trust the police. You over here, you the one brought the gun, somebody ended up shot, but you was trying to use that in advantage and leverage in your situation because you know how these rich people are, but it turns bad. Man gets shot. He raised a whole campaign before social media talking about get these kids, kill these kids, they're murderers. They come
Yeah.
over here, they said he stole the money, he ain't steal nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole lot of stuff that can pile up against you when people view you a certain way.
Yeah.
But if you stick your ground, I'm not telling you to go as far as these kids did in this movie, but you have to make sure you are heard. And fair is always fair. If you're not nothing else in this world, you need to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't want somebody to do you this way, don't do somebody else this way. That's all.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
unto others we learn in kindergarten. So y'all look for it. It's probably on like Philo or something like that. The Legend of Billie Jean, starring Miss Helen Slater and Christian Slater. Awesome movie. Awesome movie.
I forgot to play this earlier. Hold on.
The Ops, we're telling it all, t shirt and hoodies are available at All in My Head on Shopify.com. Again, the t shirts and hoodies are available on All in My Head at Shopify.com. So make sure you go out and get your t shirts and hoodies for the Ops, we're telling it all. T-shirt starts at $20 and hoodies start at $33.99.
Why it sound like you about to say t-shirt and panties on? I was like,
First
get
of
your
all,
t-shirts and
no.
hoodies. I was like, t-shirt in my oh.
But yeah, but anyway, this is episode 33 of The Ops. We telling it all. It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. Peace.
The Ops, We Telling It All podcast would like to thank all the men and women that have served and are currently serving in the armed forces. Thank you to the veterans of the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard. Thank you for making the sacrifice to protect this country. We salute you.
And we are out of here.
Peace.